Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question.
Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you.
The Chicago Sky is better without Angel.
Angel Reese just touched down in Chicago, and ESPN's already calling her a future benchwarmer. The audacity. As the sky rises, they claim Angel's set to fade away. Meanwhile, Stephanie White's crafting game plans like a basketball. Gordon Ramsay. Is Reese being pushed aside, or is ESPN just bitter? Stay tuned as we dissect the buzz, roast the takes, and find out if Angel's really slipping or just dunking on their fragile egos. The real question, will she silence the critics or ride the bench?
I've said I initially thought the Chicago Sky were going to be terrible. But there's things I've seen that I like, frankly. I think Tyler Marsh, I think he's going to be a better coach. I think they're going to look more fluid on offense. I think I've done a couple of different videos on Angel Reese's new modified role in the offense that we found out she's going to have. They're going to play her more away from the basket. I also said it's going to be very...
Here we go again, ESPN's annual Hot Take Olympics are back, and this time, Angel Reese is the main event. Yes, the same Angel Reese who led her college team to a national title, dominated the boards, and set rookie records in the WNBA. While some players still struggle, with basic box outs, the media is already questioning her future, branding her a benchwarmer before she's even settled in. Stay tuned to see if Reese shuts down the critics, or if the hot takes keep coming.
Okay, ESPN just released a list of their predictions, okay? But Angel Reese has been ranked dead last.
But according to ESPN's latest hot take, now that the Chicago Sky might actually become a competitive team, Angel Reese is apparently destined to fade away, vanish, disappear like a questionable foul call in a Caitlin Clark game. Somehow, winning games now means Reese will become invisible. It's as if success on the court is a death sentence for her spotlight. You heard it here first. Improved team performance is somehow a player downgrade. Instead of teamwork makes the dream work, ESPN seems to believe teamwork makes Angel Reese irrelevant, proving once again how fast the narrative can flip on rising stars.
The Bayou Barbie has been humbled again.
Let's break down this so-called analysis. The claim is that since the Sky added some capable players and improved their offense, Angel Reese won't get those easy layups or rebounds anymore. As if rebounding is just standing under the basket, waiting for the ball to drop, completely. Ignoring the actual skills involved, timing, physicality, anticipation, and reading the play. Apparently, rebounding is just luck and passive positioning, not a skill demanding effort, awareness, and technique. This oversimplified take dismisses everything that makes Reese a dominant presence on the boards.
That offense that they ran yesterday against Minnesota is an offense that completely eliminates her impact. It eliminates her offensively, and it eliminates her grabbing rebounds. It eliminates her game.
And let's not ignore the real comedy here. Some actually think Angel Reese only made the Sky roster because of Caitlin Clark. The logic? Supposedly flawless. They argue that a 6'3" forward who led the NCAA in double-doubles, played physically in college, and made an immediate impact in the pros somehow doesn't deserve her spot without riding Clark's coattails. It's ridiculous. Her 13.1 rebounds per game? Clearly just a fluke, not a testament to her skill and hustle. This narrative completely erases her talent, reducing her success to a baseless conspiracy instead of acknowledging her legitimate abilities.
Basketball player, but when you start having a lack of shots or a lack of missed shots, the offensive rebound.
But wait, it gets even more amusing. The so-called concern is that as Chicago improves, Angel Reese's stats might supposedly plummet. Maybe her rebounds drop from 13 to 10, and her points dip from 13 to 11. Folks, we're witnessing the tragic downfall of a dynasty in the making. Cue the somber violin music. The idea of Reese only grabbing 10 rebounds a game? devastating. Meanwhile, actual basketball minds like Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White are reportedly plotting ways to keep Angel off the glass. But no, ESPN insists she's fading away. White's scheming like she's facing Dennis Rodman in a Sky jersey, yet ESPN's still pushing the decline narrative. The kicker? Some fans genuinely believe the Sky would be better off if Angel played less, right? Because the obvious solution to Chicago's issues with size, toughness, and second-chance points is to bench their most reliable rookie rebounder. These same fans probably think hot sauce is too spicy and defense is optional. It's a complete disconnect from reality, ignoring her undeniable impact and potential.
And now, with her popularity and drawing power rapidly declining, Angel Reese is being humbled by the same media that gave her this false bravado.
Now let's address this all talk, no skill claim, because nothing says lack of work ethic like training with Lisa Leslie in the off-season. That's right. Angel Reese wasn't lounging on a yacht sipping smoothies. She was in the gym with a Hall of Famer, zeroing in on the one area critics wouldn't shut up about, her finishing, especially her layups. Yet, the narrative still paints her as lazy or unmotivated. The absurdity? People want to believe she just sleeps in her jersey and hopes stats magically appear. Let's not forget she entered the WNBA under intense pressure, more than a soda can in a microwave. Since her ring gesture in college, she's been the media's favorite target. But instead of cracking under the scrutiny, she showed resilience, breaking rookie records for consecutive double-doubles despite being micromanaged by refs, doubted by analysts, and underestimated by nearly everyone except herself. And here's the kicker. ESPN, the network that hyped her up and profited from her viral moments, now wants to label her washed up at 22. It's stunning how fast the narrative shifts when a confident black woman refuses to dial down her voice or her swagger. Suddenly, being outspoken is a distraction, and dominating is overrated. It's a glaring double standard that exposes how biases influence perceptions of strength and assertiveness. Reese's talent and grit are undeniable, yet the media and critics try to downplay her achievements simply because she refuses to be silenced.
I actually like some of the stuff I've seen out of their coach so far. She's having to modify an offensive role. They're moving her out away from the basket. She's continuing to miss shots up close. Her field goal percentage still isn't good. She had some nice assists the other day. But you also run the risk of devaluing her rebounds. And look, her fans are going to get very loud if she's not putting up those double-doubles.
The WNBA undoubtedly values visibility. And yes, Angel Reese is highly marketable, for better or worse. But that's more about PR appeal than actual basketball impact. You don't keep someone in the starting lineup just because ESPN keeps highlighting her side eyes on Instagram. If the team's real focus is winning games, not dominating social media drama, her role might need to shift. Maybe she'll grab fewer flashy rebounds or share the spotlight with teammates who treat every possession like a serious competition rather than a PR moment. And let's be honest, Reese's numbers could take a hit. That's not growth. That's regression disguised as maturity. She'll still have her highlights, but the double-double streak might slow to a casual stroll. If that happens, it won't be because she's evolving. It'll be because the league is catching on, adjusting, and no longer falling for the overhyped tricks she's been pulling night after night. She's physical, competitive, and talented, no doubt. But too often, it seems Reese is playing for internet clout rather than the game itself. So, no, she's not going anywhere. But maybe, just maybe, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Angel Reese goes the first 2 preseason games, and then this most recent preseason game. Well, the highlight tape from this most recent preseason game is awfully reminiscent to the Angel Reese that we saw all last season.
Honestly, if the Sky improves and Reese's stats dip slightly, that's actually a good thing. It means she won't have to carry the entire team like a pack mule and that her teammates are stepping up. It shows the team is functioning more cohesively, like a true unit. And if ESPN needs a refresher on how basketball actually works, they could look at countless youth leagues for some basic lessons. So, next time someone claims Angel Reese is fading away, just smile, nod, and wait for the next highlight. Whether it's a dunk, a block, or a rebound that sends someone flying into the third row, one thing's for sure, fading isn't in Reese's playbook. She may not be perfect, but she's not about to disappear quietly. If ESPN keeps pushing her, decline, they'll likely find themselves on the wrong side of yet another viral comeback. Reese doesn't just show up. She makes her presence felt. Whether her stats pop or not, her hustle, confidence, and impact are loud and undeniable. Critics can keep wishing for her fade, but she's not going anywhere. She's just getting started.
ESPN, one of their analysts, has came right out, and it's hilarious to see ESPN try to cover themselves, try to insulate themselves, because they know they're going to get backlash from this statement, all right? It's a sound statement until the very end of it, all right? It's a sound statement till we get to the very end of it. Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese is expected to remain a double-double machine in 2025. No, she isn't. That's not.
And while we're at it, let's address the false narrative that Angel Reese somehow used Caitlin Clark to secure her spot on the Chicago Sky. As if the WNBA is a popularity contest rather than a professional league where real basketball skills matter. The claim is that Angel rode Caitlin's coattails into the league, sneaking into the draft through some backstage door labeled Drama Queen's Welcome. Let's break this down logically. Reese, who averaged a double-double throughout her college career, set records at LSU, and helped create one of the most watched women's NCAA games ever, supposedly needed a Caitlin Clark feud just to get noticed. Because of course all those years of hard work, stats, and athletic talent count for nothing without an ESPN-made rivalry. The story goes that if Clark hadn't been around, Reese would be stuck working part-time at a smoothie bar or giving motivational talks to underachievers. It's a ridiculous narrative that dismisses her talent and effort, reducing her success to manufactured drama instead of acknowledging her skill and determination.
Caitlin Clark has done the impossible. She has elevated the WNBA into the mainstream. She has turned this rancid dump into a
These same critics act like Angel Reese's WNBA jersey was just handed to her in some promotional giveaway. Like, congrats, you've been selected for the WNBA starter pack, including a Sky jersey, a reusable water bottle, and 60% less media attention than your white peers. But let's be honest, blaming it all on Caitlin Clark is absurd. Angel Reese had her own $1 million NIL deals, packed arenas, and sold-out merchandise long before she ever exchanged a side-eye with Clark. She was the face of LSU basketball, a star on her own. Yet somehow the story gets twisted to suggest that one white player from Iowa magically built her entire rival's career. It's exhausting and screams obvious double standards. Caitlin Clark is criticized as a national tragedy when she gets bodied in a game, but Reese's hard foul is just part of the game. Clark jawing after a three-pointer is iconic, while Reese flexing after a block is labeled classless. The hypocrisy in this league is staggering, more than the number of bad referee calls, and that's saying something. The double standards couldn't be clearer or more frustrating.
She talked about sold-out arenas. What arenas are selling out that Caitlin Clark isn't playing in? I need to know. I need to know. But the Las Vegas Aces. No, the Las Vegas Aces sell out their season tickets. Tell me somebody who's selling out every damn place they go that's not named Caitlin.
Speaking of referee calls, let's take a moment to see how the narrative around Angel Reese fits right into the bigger WNBA spectacle. Critics say she lacks skill or work ethic, but they ignore what she's actually doing on the court. Diving for loose balls, boxing out like a freight train, and grinding in the paint like her paycheck depends on it. Spoiler, it kind of does. WNBA salaries aren't exactly lucrative unless you're flying charter, endorsing shoes, or building a brand. But what's truly impressive is Angel's impact on the Sky. Every time she steps on the court, the whole defense shifts. opposing bigs suddenly act like they're allergic to boxing out. It's almost miraculous. Coaches spend entire game plans trying to keep her off the glass, and she's only a rookie. If you think Chicago's performance is improving despite her presence, then either you've never watched a game, or you're just fooling yourself with ESPN highlights on repeat. Now, let's debunk the tired excuse. She's moving into a more offensive role, so her rebounds will drop. Oh no, she's evolving into a multi-dimensional threat. How terrifying. God forbid she develops a reliable mid-range jumper or becomes someone who can score, pass, and crash the boards. What's next? Developing a three-point shot? Better send her to Relevance Island with last season's hot takes? Because apparently the idea of her expanding her game is just too much for some to handle.
Number 6 for the season. My number 6 prediction is the Chicago Sky. It is my preview, and we are going to have the Chicago Sky at number 6. And I know a lot of people are going to say, Mick, you're...
Here's the truth. Angel Reese has already proven she's more than just a rebounder. She's fierce on defense, vocal in the locker room, and plays with a chip on her shoulder the size of Chicago itself. That chip is what drives her, why she battles through foul trouble, bad calls, and even the media's misguided think pieces that read like breakup letters to reality. People act like her fade is inevitable, as if she'll quietly disappear onto the bench while Chicago rises without her. But that's not how basketball works. Stars don't fade just because they stop filling the stat sheet. They adapt. They
lead. They become smarter, more efficient, and harder to defend. Ask Tim Duncan.
Ask Draymond Green. Heck, ask anyone who succeeded beyond the hype, those who don't chase viral moments on Twitter. Angel doesn't need to average 14 rebounds forever. If she drops to 10 or 9 but starts dishing assists and taking smarter shots, that's growth, not decline. Yet some rooting for her downfall act like it's a team sport, cheering her failure instead of recognizing her evolving game and resilience.
If she is used in this offense in the manner that Tyler Marsh wants her to be used, those rebounding numbers will drop. All right? The offensive rebounds are going to go down.
Let's be real. This isn't just about basketball. It's about media comfort zones and deep-rooted biases. The moment a confident, unapologetic black woman steps into the spotlight and refuses to play the nice girl role, the countdown begins. Haters circle, waiting for any sign of a slump, frustration, or misstep to shout "overrated" from the cheap seats. Entire Reddit threads dissect every facial expression she makes. Did Angel roll her eyes? She's arrogant. Did she celebrate a dunk? Toxic. Did she speak confidently in an interview? Uncoachable. The standards are so uneven, you'd think they were designed by the same folks who set the WNBA's travel policies. Meanwhile, Reese keeps showing up, rebounding, battling for position, taking elbows in the paint, proving she's truly exceptional at basketball. And that's what fuels the outrage. She refuses to conform, shrink, or be the humble, quiet, grateful athlete the old guard clings to. She's breaking stereotypes, and that makes some people uncomfortable. So instead of appreciating her talent and confidence, they try to tear her down.
If I'm a Chicago Sky fan, I'm frustrated.
Let ESPN make their predictions. Let armchair analysts claim she's on the decline. But the only thing Reese will be falling from is the top of the leaderboard, heading straight for playoff success, endorsement deals, and another all-star appearance. When she reaches those heights, don't expect a quiet thank you. Instead, expect a confident flex, a smirk, or even a mic drop. That's Angel refusing to fade away. She's here to stay, and whether fans like it or not, the WNBA better get used to her dominance. Angel Reese isn't just playing the game, she's redefining it. Because if you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on the screen.